Today we're taking a look at shift lens adapters for Fujifilm X-mount cameras. We currently offer 19 shift adapters to adapt various SLR and medium format lenses to your Fujifilm X-mount camera with built-in shift functionality. Today we're going to be taking a look specifically at our Canon FD to Fujifilm X Shift Adapter, but here are all the other adapters we currently offer. Now this is a professional grade lens adapter. As you can see, it's all metal. It's got a really nice pro finish to it, and it will fit in very nicely with your professional Fujifilm camera gear. And it works just like any other normal adapter. You're basically just mounting a different type of mount lens on your Fujifilm X-mount camera, but then it has the built-in shift mechanism. To shift the lens, you're just going to press this silver button down like this. You can shift 10 millimeters to the left, 10 millimeters to the right, and then you can also rotate this shift by pressing in this button. So you can shift up and down, you can shift diagonally, you can shift your lens wherever you want it in your shot. Now you might wonder, how are we able to adapt a Canon FD lens to a Fujifilm X-mount mirrorless camera? And the answer is simple. It all comes down to focal flange distance. Basically, lenses like this Canon FD 20mm lens were designed to focus to infinity when the film plane or digital sensor was right about here. And the reason they were designed with this focal flange distance is because they needed space for the SLR mirror in the SLR camera to go up and down. Now, if we want to adapt a lens like this to our mirrorless Fujifilm X-mount camera, you'll see right away there's not much space between where a Fuji X lens mounts and where the digital sensor of the Fuji X camera is. And so if we put the lens directly into this camera, if we could mount it that way, the lens would not focus at all. It would be completely out of focus because it would be too close to the sensor. We need that extra space between the adapted lens and the camera for the lens to focus to infinity, and that's where our lens adapters come in. And we make standard lens adapters that are just basically pieces of metal that adapt lenses to cameras, but we also make specialty adapters like shift adapters, so you can add unique functionality to your adapted lens. Here's how to adapt a Canon FD mount lens to this FD to Fuji X adapter. Make sure that this install arrow is lined up with the red dot. If it's not lined up, you're going to want to make sure it's lined up before you put the lens on. So once we have it lined up, we're just going to press the lens into the adapter. And this is an older FD mount, so it actually has a breech locking ring on it. So instead of turning the lens, you're just going to turn the locking ring, lock the lens into place, and then we can rotate this back. And this ring actually gives you clickless aperture control of the FD lens. I'll show you back here. We can actually rotate the ring on the adapter to clicklessly open and close the aperture. Or we can just leave the aperture control reel in this position, and then we can manually control our aperture with the click with the built-in aperture control on the FD lens. So you can do it either way. And then to mount the lens and adapter onto the Fujifilm X camera, it's just like mounting a Fujifilm X-mount lens. You're going to find the red mounting dot on the adapter, line it up with the red mounting dot on the camera, press the adapter into the camera's mount, and then rotate it to lock it into place. There we go. Now we've got this vintage Canon FD mount Vivitar 20mm wide angle lens adapted to our modern Fujifilm X-mount mirrorless camera. And if we leave the adapter as is, it'll function just like a standard adapter. You can shoot through the lens and you'll just get a normal image. But if you want to add shift control, it's very simple. You're just going to press this silver key like I showed earlier. You can shift 10 millimeters to the right or 10 millimeters to the left for a total of 20 millimeters of shift. And then if you want to rotate this shift effect, you just press this silver button here. Actually, there's another silver button here, so you're going to want to press both, press them down, then you can rotate. So now we can shift up and we can shift down. We can even rotate the shift so it's diagonal. Yeah, so now we can press the key in and we can shift diagonally. So pretty much wherever you want to place your shift, you can place it by just rotating the adapter 360 degrees. Now this is a wide angle lens, which means we will get a little bit of lens distortion, and that's actually ideal to use with a shift adapter because we can shift this lens to correct that distortion and make the lines in architecture photography, for instance, straighter. Let's say we're pointing this lens up at a house. Those lines in the house are going to be actually going towards each other a little bit because of the wideness of this lens. And the way to correct that is we're actually going to shift the lens up. Now we probably don't have to shift it up all the way. We can shift it to about there. But by shifting the lens up, we're actually adjusting that perspective distortion. We're correcting it, and we're making the lines straighter and more pleasing. So this is a really useful tool if you are adapting wide angle lenses for architecture photography and you want to have that built-in shift control. You just push this button and you can shift the lens wherever you need it. Okay, that was a quick look at our shift lens adapters for Fujifilm X-mount cameras. If you'd like to learn more about our Canon FD to Fujifilm X Shift Adapter or any of the other shift adapters we offer for Fujifilm X-mount cameras, click the links in the description below. Now, we don't just make shift adapters for Fuji X cameras, we make shift adapters for pretty much any kind of camera mount to adapt pretty much any kind of lens. So if you want to learn more about all of the shift adapters we offer, click the link below as well. Also, if you have any questions about specific lenses you want to adapt with shift mechanisms built in, comment below. I'd love to help you out. Click here to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more videos just like this one. I'm Sean Anderson, and thanks for watching.